on Rumble and Kick because they are honestly the best platforms for free speech. Like, period, point blank, the best ones. No competition. But all right, though, let's get into Alex Jones.
Trump as the person that could be fighting. You obviously supported Trump as the person that could be fighting the establishment early on. Yeah, here we are. Do you ever feel like it's like just kind of, I wouldn't say giving up, but kind of lost faith in the system, if you know what I mean? Because that.
Hey, and shout out Luna. She says, been a tough journey, wanting the best for this country and adapting to reality. Yeah, I know. And I know, Luna, you were definitely, hey, look, we're all supporters of Trump. But as you have, I'm pretty sure even you're seeing things progress and you're just like, yo, what's going on? Like, one is not what I voted for. We're not getting what we want. The American people are hurting and Trump is telling us that he don't care. I'm just caring about Iran right now. And we kind of stated how, like, these conflicts in the Middle East doesn't do anything but hurt the American people down the line through, like, of course, the exorbitant spending of taxpayer dollars and the loss of American life. Like, I just don't see any benefits of this war for the American people, nor can we name any real accomplishments of this war. And I know how a lot of people do want to stick with Trump, but it's very hard to stick with the man when we're not getting what we want whatsoever. Like I said, mass immigration has been stopped. The transing of kids are still allowed as long as they got the parental consent. Of course, inflation's ticked up, gas went up, and we got to deal with that reality that what we voted for, we're not getting. Now, I'm not saying that there can't be a course correction, but the way things are going, man, is like Trump is crashing out over this.
A lot of people have felt this one really hit him hard because I thought this is the time finally they can break through the unelected officials that call the shots behind the scenes that we keep talking about in that mystique way, and that we want to try to get rid of so we can elect our own officials, or Americans can elect the officials that make their decisions that the American people want to see. And then they get this, what we're seeing right now. Have you gone through a process like this?
Obviously, with anybody, you've got mixed feelings and different levels of cold analysis and emotion and nostalgia and what you'd like to be versus what is. But I knew that Trump was anti-establishment and that he was either trying to take over the establishment or he really loved America, like he said, and wanted to turn it around. But I knew regardless, because I really wasn't naive even 10 years ago when I first endorsed him, about putting all my hopes in him or trusting him. In fact, I said like 10 years ago, I said he has a spirit of...
Oh, yeah, and shout out Luna. Yeah, everything changed in Trump after Charlie. No, literally, because Charlie was literally the last guy that was keeping Trump out of war with Iran. He was the last defense. The last defense of the Make America Great Again agenda was Charlie Kirk, sadly. I know a lot of people don't agree with Charlie Kirk on a couple things, but I'm going to be real with you. As much as that guy spoke out against Islam and all this wild stuff, at least he understood that going to war with Muslims wasn't going to get us nothing that we want. At least he understood that look, he may not mess with those Muslims, but at least he ain't saying let's go F with those Muslims. The problem with the neocon is that they're saying don't F with those Muslims while let's go ahead and get into war with those Muslims. It's absolutely insane. And then once Charlie left, we started seeing people like Mark Levin, Lindsey Graham, who Charlie Kirk hated, by the way, and then Laura Loomer, who Charlie Kirk stayed away from, by the way, all getting around Trump. So all the people that did not like Charlie Kirk, honestly, went against almost half this, well, I would say his foreign policy, went against everything what he stood for when it came to foreign policy, are now surrounding Trump. And nobody sees that as weird now, how he's just taking this whole new stance towards, no new wars and all this good stuff, taking a whole new stance towards allowing immigration and allowing these corporations to do whatever the hell they want when it comes to AI and immigration. I'm sorry, but you just can't sit here and call us, oh, what are you moving to the left? When this is in our face. It's in our face. They're saying it in our face. Like, so what do you expect us to do? Sit there, close our eyes, cover our ears, and be like, oh, we love Trump now? Like, what?
About him, like he's got the Holy Spirit, but also the devil. He kind of flickers in and out. And I've said that on air. You look at Alex Jones says Trump may be the Antichrist. I've said it many times, even before the betrayal. He's got a devilish look to him, but also he does a lot of good things. His aura, I don't actually see an aura, but use that as an analogy, kind of goes red to blue. It's like flashing, back and forth, good, bad. And so I saw him as a disruptive force. That all these really bad forces were coming after him. They were upset. He had a lot of good policies. He tried to do a lot of the policies up front, got some better Supreme Court justices in. but was naive. He even admitted that, didn't know how stuff worked. And then as he learned how things worked, being persecuted for the 4 years he was out of office, I think by necessity, I'm not defending his decision, he joined with some of the big deep swamp elements and decided to join with the military-industrial complex that's just as pro-war as the Israelis at many levels and the Israelis. And so people ask, do you feel like Tucker's apologized for backing Trump the last 10 years? Well, he was way better than the other guys. We were totally open war and the rest of it. No, I mean, Trump's gone sideways now, and so now we're opposing him. So I think Tucker's wrong to apologize. So,
yeah, I think Tucker was wrong to apologize too, because I'm just like, look, bro, like, here's the thing. We weren't wrong about the America First agenda. We were just wrong about Trump being the carrier of that agenda, being the one to enforce it. That's what we were wrong about. We weren't wrong about how, oh, yeah, if we actually start honing down with tariffs or we actually start deporting people, this could actually be better for the American people. It's like the whole Make America First Again agenda is not what we're abandoning here. It's Donald Trump that we're abandoning. Is because he's not going with that agenda no more. He's going with the neocon agenda. So there's really nothing wrong. I don't regret voting for Trump in the sense of, oh, well, remember, he was actually speaking for what will make America better, what will be putting Americans first. Once he went outside of that, I disassociate. But there are some people who is willing to watch Trump continuously crash out and be like, oh, well, you should still be with him or you're a Democrat. And I'm sorry, but that's the same fear mongering that the Democrats are using under Biden. Oh, you're ridiculing Biden. Oh, what are you, what are you, MAGA now? What are you, a Nazi? So it's kind of crazy how MAGA is like low-key doing the same, or I would say replicating the same behavior when they're hit with criticism about Trump than the Dems did when they were hit with criticism about Biden. And if you guys are going to do that, then I'm sorry, but there's really no real debate in the MAGA movement no more. And now you guys are a cult, because if somebody disagrees with you, they're now all of a sudden a leftist. And you guys are making fun of bro, you're making fun of Biden supporters. The Democrats are doing the same exact thing that y'all guys are doing today.
I've not been disillusioned by Trump going sideways, because I figured that could happen anytime. What I have been disillusioned by is how many Trump supporters, it's still a minority, maybe 30, 40%. I thought the left was cult-like, following lies their leaders. You know, as soon as you go, hey, Trump promised not to attack Iran. Hey, Trump promised not to do this. He promised to ban glyphosate. Now he's giving it protections. And
and I'm telling you, it was like, that's probably the one that kills me the most. As soon as I say, well, you remember when he says he's not going to attack Iran, no new wars in the Middle East. And then the copium for that argument was showing me an interview from the 80s. Thinking that was actually a good argument, when we got current interviews from Donald Trump in 2016, probably even further back than that, expressing that, getting into the Middle East is not a good idea. No more new wars. No more. What was it? No war with Iran. And now you guys gaslight us by saying, well, look what he said in the 80s. He's always been critical. Well, let's remember what happened in the 80s, from the 80s all the way up to now. Constant conflicts in the Middle East. I mean, you can say from Libya, Somalia, Afghanistan, all that stuff that happened. Don't you think that Trump would, kind of course correct a little bit? Don't you think it'd be really dumb of him to sit there after all those problems and maintain that same position that he held in the 1980s? Yeah, that's why he was smart enough to change that position after he seen how bad it worked out for America. And it's crazy how you guys are picking up that same old position that he had in the 80s, thinking that is valid today after all of the consequences that we went through getting involved in the Middle East. From the 80s to the 90s, even in the early 2000s, you guys should really know better.
They're like, you are a Qatari agent. You are an Iranian agent. You're scum. And they talk Democrat talking points back at me. Oh, I'm glad you're getting shut down. I'm glad this and that happened. And this, to see them shift into mindless cult mode and then try to back Trump when he is then saying, listen to Mark Levin, the never Trumper, and listen to Lindsey Graham, the never Trumper, and listen to all my enemies. And you're not real Trump. You're excommunicated. And these people that are our open enemies, they are. Well, I don't want to be at your cool kid, Jeffrey Epstein class table. I was never MAGA. Make America great again. That sounds great. How about make America free again? How about make America virtuous again? And from that, comes the greatness. So I was never MAGA. I liked it. Okay, make it great again. But I'm all about 1776. So when Trump's like, you're not MAGA, well, you bet, because I'm not whatever you change with the wind and say it is. I have my integrity, and you wrote in on that, myself and many other populists.
Mhm.
So, but at the same time, to watch him, I mean, I agree with you. I don't think he has dementia yet. I think he is exhausted sometimes, overworks. I mean, if I worked as much as he did at 79, almost 80, I'd be a vegetable. But a month ago, I don't care about Medicare and Medicaid or child care. We're a war economy. That's all that matters. That's a quote. And then he said a few days ago, he said, I don't even think about Americans' personal financial problems. All I think about is war. And then he said last night on Hannity,
Crazy
he
statement,
said,
by the way.
I'm not worried about America. I'm worried about Israel and all these other countries.
Crazy statement, by the way. And it kind of shown how, like, I'm gonna be real with you, when they say Donald Trump's controlled by Israel or he's controlled by Bibi. Yeah, that's what they're talking about. When you sit there worried about all of Israel's problems, like, let's keep it real, guys. Donald Trump shouldn't be worried about their ballistic missile capability or Israel's proxies. I know it's surprising for you guys, or surprising to hear that, but that's just the truth. When it comes to what's, I would say, critical for the United States, what threatens our safety, would be their nuclear program. I'm not denying that. But we had that under control with Obama with the JCPOA. And if we can get back into that, then that's nipping one of the main problems in the butt right there. And we can let Israel worry about their ballistic program. That's a threat to them, not us. And the proxies, that's a threat to them and not us. And here's the thing. These guys created 2 out of the 4 proxies of Iran. They created them through their aggressive action. So I think that we should let them solve it. And if they want to continue this aggressive action in the Middle East that's creating these terrorist groups, let them take care of it. And let's stop letting them drag us into it. Because that's what we constantly let them do. And this is why people say we're controlled by Israel, because we constantly let them control us and bring us into their conflicts, overthrow governments for them that benefit them, but that hurt us. This is what people mean by we're controlled by Israel, because we're not even working within our own self-interest anymore. And if you want to sit there and blind yourself that we are, okay, but I'm sorry, but look at the scoreboard.
I mean, he does, like, because he knows now he doesn't have to be reelected. And maybe he was a nasty, mean, evil pimp the whole time. And now that he doesn't need us, we're an old hooker or whatever, he just breaks our jaw and,
Oh, my bad. Shout out to my man, Noah Joyner. Let me see here if I go ahead and pop this one up. He says, YouTube is censoring it. We either need to wait for our current government leaders to die out, or we need to overthrow them. We are one species. The government positions are public servants, not demons. And it definitely ain't, lords, kings, or anything like that. But I swear to God, bro, the way these politicians act, you would damn near thinking we're living back in the medieval ages, like we got lords or something, and we got to report to them in order to get what we want. And if we don't, we're just ass out. Too bad. Like, bro, this ain't the medieval days. We actually, they're supposed to be serving us. But instead, it's like we're begging and pleading for them guys, for these people to help us, while they're putting Israel above all of us, sadly. And I know people hate when I go off on, say you're being conspiratorial with the Israel thing. Dog. They're literally putting in anti-Semitism laws. Speech control laws are being supported by Republicans. Like, you can't sit there and say that, bro. At a certain point, you can't sit there and say that they don't have some type of control. Donald Trump admitting Muriel Adelson donated hundreds of millions of dollars. And here's the thing, she's still supporting Donald Trump through overthrowing every one of the Republicans that dissented against them through redistricting or the big, beautiful bill. They're putting millions of dollars into these little elections. And it kind of makes it seem like, Donald Trump don't got to listen to nobody, because guess what? He can pay for everybody to get out. He could pay for everybody to get pushed out of their seats. So what power do we really have as the people when Donald Trump only cares about Muriel Adelson, who can just put millions of dollars behind every seat, every congressional seat, and get their guy in and get our guy out? Like, what power do we really have at this point anymore, if that's the reality of it? If all it takes to convince the American people is some really nice AI propaganda videos bought by your favorite PAC group? Like, are you serious? Is this really representing the American people? Of course not. But for some reason, I guess as long as Trump's favorite guy is in there, you guys are willing to go for the corruption.
pumps a few rounds into us and throws us in the river. I mean, maybe he is just way more evil. Maybe I was naive. Maybe he is horrible because he's treating us like some hooker that turned tricks for 10 years for him and let guys put cigarettes out on us and took 15 clients a day. We got all these diseases and we're beat up and rode hard, put away wet. And then now he just walks us out to the river and just, punches us in the face, says, I hate you, breaks our jaw, pulls out a revolver, pumps rounds into us and kicks our dead body in the river. Because that's how it feels. He's like, I'm not America first. I don't care about poor Americans. I don't care about your economic plight. All I care about is Israel. I mean, that sounds like he's demonically possessed to me. But then I want to still support some of the good things he's doing in Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. But then when you ask the question, I mean, really, the stuff he's been saying, Mario, this is insane stuff. You want to lose the midterms? They're already running ads with, I don't worry about the average American's financial problems. I don't have time for that. I'm not worried about your Medicare, Medicaid, your child care.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's like he's giving when the Dems sit here and say that said you're helping them win the midterms, you're causing division. Nigga, do you not hear what this man is saying in front of our face? He literally says that, I don't care about child care, man. Who cares? I got war Iran to deal with. You guys deal with it. Bro, you ran in on trying to bring down child care. Now he's saying, I don't care about American affordability. I got a war Iran to deal with. You don't think they're going to use that in the midterms? It's like Trump is giving the win to the Democrats, not us. And the fact that you guys are literally that, I'm being nice about this. The fact that you guys are literally somewhat that gullible to sit there and say that, it's our fault why there's division and not Trump's, is crazy. You're literally saying that you're not willing to hold the leadership accountable for going outside their promises. You're just going to blame the people who are calling it out, saying that we're dividing the party. Like, no, he's dividing the party with his decision making, with his actions. Don't blame us, blame him.
I got Israel to take care of. You can composite those three clips together. He says that word for word.
Yeah. But also Trump speaks his mind, and sometimes when you speak everything on your mind, you tend to misspeak accidentally.
Yeah.
So is it possible that he just misspoke? And also, is it possible that the decisions that he's made that have disillusioned a lot of people, including myself, is there also the possibility, it goes back to my original question, that maybe he had, in a way, had no choice? Again, that's a person that could be living in paranoia. That's a person that was almost shot in the head, that was almost assassinated on more than one occasion. Is that also a possibility?
Tucker knows Trump 100 times better than me. And people that don't know, Tucker's dialed into everybody. That guy's a workhorse. He knows everybody. He says Trump is held hostage by Netanyahu with blackmail. And I think the evidence is overwhelming there. So what it exactly it is or what it is, and I'm not trying to give Trump a pass. I'm just saying, even if he's held hostage by them, why does he have to rub it into his oldest supporters? Not that I emotionally am a scorned woman and I can't take it. No, I'm like, why does he make statements that will hurt him and hurt the Republican Party? I mean, if I was sitting around like John Podesta at a war game, if we could make Trump say anything we wanted, what would it be? Say he doesn't care about any of his constituents' financial situation and only Israel matters. Yep. Say he doesn't care about Medicare and Medicaid.
Yep.
I mean, it's like.
Say criticize the Pope.
Bro.
Yeah.
Criticize the Pope and have MAGA literally go against Catholicism. While MAGA also praises Catholicism for the Crusades, but I think a lot of them don't even realize that it was the Pope who ordered the Crusades. So it's kind of like, damn, so you're going against the real steppers of the Christian faith? So, and that's crazy, by the way. So the real guys who are willing to step for the Christian faith, you guys are turning against, because it wasn't the Protestants ain't do nothing. I mean, the Orthodox guys ain't do nothing. It was the Catholics that turned into the real steppers that invoked crusades, which I disagree with. Could I disagree with any killing done under the name of or under the guidelines of religion, it be Islam or Christianity? But it does seem like people are kind of moving away from I'll be real with you, probably the realest group of Christians we got.
I mean, it's exactly. It's he's doing everything he can. And I agree, he's not stupid. And so you answer my question, I mean, answer your question yourself. I don't know. I just know that all I do is read news 18 hours a day. And the old Trump, the media be like, he's lying about this. He said that. I checked the quote, wasn't true. They'd say he was lying about something. I'd check it. It would be generally true or true. A few times he got it wrong, but very high record of accuracy. Very straight shooter. It's like there was a brain transplant 6 months in to 2025. Mm. And there was a clear change, like he's going the right direction overall, and then he starts going this way. And so I don't know. This is the great mystery. This is the great mystery. All I know is the mullahs aren't falling anytime soon. The straits staying closed. Oil's exploding. In all the actuaries, you bake that into inflation. That kills our recovery. America was on the verge of bankruptcy. We go bankrupt, and that makes BlackRock very, very happy. And so,
and why do it?
I mean, I got to say, he says things so perfectly horrible.
Well, here's what kills me. It's like I predicted all of this was going to happen. Even before the war popped off, I was saying, guys, if this war pops off, like, bro, affordability is going to get out of hand. Like, gas prices are going to go up. Like, inflation's going to tick up. And everybody was saying, shit, you're being a negative Nancy and all this good stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm being realistic with you guys. I'm seeing the writing on the wall, and it's not looking good. And I'm getting all the attacks in the world. All right, great, whatever. I started trying to give you guys an informed opinion, or not an opinion, but informed, dossier, or just give you guys the straight out facts on what's going on inside of Iran. I'm being called an IRGC supporter. I tell you why Iran low-key can't be overthrown through military strikes, IRGC supporter. I explained the complexity of Iran's political system and why we just can't overthrow them with just giving the people guns. IRGC supporter. So it's like y'all not even willing to take the facts in. Y'all just honestly, I'm gonna be real, like I said, just throwing us off to the other side. Like I said, the anti-war position has been turned into a left-wing position. I remember I was even talking to Monty, and he gave me that wild-ass statement of, I'm like, bro, and when I told him, yo, they're turning the anti-war position into a left-wing position, he was like, yeah, because it is. And I'm like, no, it's not. Plenty of Republicans held an anti-war position like for a while now. Actually, you can damn near say it's a bipartisan position that we should all have, but it is a bipartisan position. So when you guys are now saying that an anti-war position is now leftist, insane. When you're calling us isolationists, when we were the same ones behind you guys supporting what was going on in Venezuela, I mean, that goes to show that we're not isolationists. We just know that, well, we can get way more out of Venezuela than we can get out of Iran. Actually, we can't get shit out of Iran. We can get everything we want out of Venezuela. That's the difference. That's why I was in somewhat of support of taking out Maduro, and then way more than I was in support of Iran. And I have zero support for getting into war with Iran. None at all. Well, at least with Venezuela, there were some deliverables. No deliverables here whatsoever when it comes to Iran.
They're the worst thing to kill the recovery, the very worst thing to demoralize the supporters. That, I mean, I don't know, demon possessed. I mean, I'm being sarcastic. It's so perfectly bad what he's doing PR wise. He still does actually a lot of good policies, which is crazy. But when it comes to PR, it's so bad what he does. It's so perfectly bad that you can't say it's by accident. And so I tend to think they're like, sir, go say that you're not worried about any American's personal financials. That doesn't enter your mind. I just don't think you come up with that on your own.
Or go attack all the biggest voices in the U.S. that have backed you when no one else was backing you.
And back neocons. I mean, Ben Shapiro, with billions of dollars of funding out of Israel, up to $2 billion, did come in and kind of dominate for a few years as the biggest. They had him on talk radio. They were just financing and all. His average video on YouTube is 7 million views. The average one has like 5,000 views. Mark Levin's average video has 1,000. A few years ago it was 10,000.
Bro, I'm sorry. Mark Levin numbers is atrocious. It's just like, as big as Mark Levin is, I do better numbers than Mark Levin while shadow banned. While shadow banned, I do better numbers than Mark Levin. That is insane. But, he got the platform of Fox News. And let's see here. He says, somehow every second term, Clinton, Bush, Obama, now Trump. Yep. Every second term. They just go completely warmonger. Because that's exactly what Obama did. Bro was popping off conflicts all over the Middle East second term. Clinton, same thing. The band was popping off all types of bullshit in Somalia. And Bush, well, yeah, we all know how terrible it turned out for Bush. I mean, boy, that's probably the worst one out of all of them. That turned out the absolute worst.
I mean, you could point a camera at drying paint and have 1 million views. So can I. Elon gets Trump on 1 billion listeners. Okay. We reach hundreds of millions of people every week. And we're not bragging. And then we're chopped liver. And then Trump is courting and groveling to people that literally have no footprint. So, I'm not trying. Here's my problem. I can't stand the Democrats on the left. They are cancer. They are organized. They are evil. They are out of control. But Trump is the president right now and is spinning out of control like a Tasmanian devil. So it's kind of like just this spectacle of a city burning. You can't stop watching it. And I don't even want to sit here and bash him. I don't want to add the demoralization. I don't know how we get out of this. I don't know where this goes. You know, he's been thinking about nuking Iran. I mean, it's a lunatic asylum. And so I don't want to sit here and bash Trump just to do it.
Oh yeah, especially when Laura Loomer entered the chat. Oh yeah, it became a lunatic asylum right there and then. As soon as I seen Laura Loomer getting listened to on a serious note, I was like, oh yeah, this is the lunatic administration at this point, because y'all got Looney Loomer in there, who's actually what she actually got a Pentagon press pass. She actually has the president's ear. That raging bigot of a woman? Are you serious? That's who is now that who replaces Charlie Kirk? Laura Loomer? Oh yeah, we're cooked. We're cooked. If the new MAGA is Laura Loomer, Mark Levin, and Lindsey Graham, I'm sorry, but we're cooked. And here's the thing: two out of the three of them were never Trumpers.
Gratuitously, but I don't know what else to say when somebody asks me a question, because the truth is, this is like a Greek tragedy.
Yeah. One thing I'm saying is that if he does continue walking away, because there's a lot of pressure for him to go back and continue fighting Iran at the behest of Israel, or at the benefit of Israel. And if he does walk away, he should get his flowers, because it will take a lot for a leader to walk away with the pressure he's facing right now, and even pressure from Iran. Iran are being extremely demanding right now. But if he does go back into this war, then I'll probably question a lot of things I thought I knew about how things operate.
Well, that's beautifully said. If Trump is one thing, he's unpredictable.